Today we will be learning about an easy little software application that is easily downloadable that'll be able to help us with our course throughout the semester. So first I'm going to introduce it, I'm going to give a brief tutorial on how to install it, and then we will take a look at actually working with it. The application is known as Diigo, so to just kind of demonstrate for you, we can simply Google Diigo. By finding it, it's right here. We can just click on the one of the first one of the first links right here. The nice little video demonstrating the different aspects of Diigo and why it's so easy and convenient. And then we have the ability to download it. I have already downloaded it, so the button would be right here. So once we have downloaded it, it'll appear in your toolbar, as you can see right here. A little blue box with a D, a lowercase d in it for Diigo. So now I'm going to hop on over to our Moodle page that we'll be using for this semester in this class. And I'm going to kind of show you a few different ways that we can use this application in order to help us throughout the semester. So one of the coolest things about it is how easy it is. Essentially, anytime I highlight anything with my mouse, I am given a couple of easy options. So what is something that I would want to highlight in this class? Well, for example, due dates would be very important. So say, even looking right here, so I'm going to go to, right. So as a student, so say I'm coming down here and I see, oh, I have some due dates right here. So what I can do is just simply bring my mouse, scroll over it. I'm going to click and I'm going to hold down and highlight it. And it, as you can see, three little boxes pop up right here. Essentially, one of them is searching Google, which is pretty simple, highlight and sticky note, or just simply highlight. So if I just want to highlight these due dates just so that in the future, as I'm scrolling, I can quickly identify where I have due dates, I can just click right here. And as you can see, it is highlighted in yellow. By bringing my mouse over it, I see this little yellow box. By clicking it, I can actually change whatever color I want it to be. As you see, I'm given a little variety of options, but I think I like the yellow just fine. So I'm going to actually highlight all of these because they all contain due dates, and I'm going to highlight them yellow. You can essentially go through the entire page and just simply do this yourself. Just kind of color coding everything to make it convenient. So that's one thing that you can kind of go through, and just on this main page we can highlight certain events or certain due dates and whatnot, or important points. So what else can we do? How can we actually use Diigo to help us with learning? So pretty much at the start of every week, as you can see, we have it clearly labeled here. For example, this was from this past spring semester. We have dates labeled for the week, and at the very top, clearly labeled, is Module Introduction and Objectives. So by clicking on it, we get a rundown of everything that we'll be learning for that week. We get all the course objectives, and we get what they kind of relate to and why we're learning about them, as well as a brief summary of that going on. So for example, if I look at, let's look at point, C. Contrast the meaning of the terms Cajun and Creole as they are commonly applied to people in South Louisiana today, and interpret the differences people have over what these terms mean. So say I would want to kind of tie this into what's on the previous page. So I could go here, and once again I could just highlight it. I can change the color to differentiate it from the due dates. Say I make it pink. So by coming back to this page right here, I can look through it and say, okay, which one of these links would relate to the differences between Cajuns and Creoles? Well, I can see right here Cajuns, I can see right here Creoles, so naturally this will be relevant, and I'll simply change the color to pink to match what is on the other page. And I can do that for all the links on here. Now, this is cool, it's easy, it's kind of helping you to relate our objectives to the actual links on the Moodle page. But one of the things I don't like about it is how much clicking back and forth there is. That's one of the things that kind of wears a lot of people out whenever they're on the internet, just having to switch between windows quickly. So another thing that we could do is, um, say, if we're looking at point D, and it says describe 3 dance genres no longer practiced that were popular when Dennis McGee was a young man. Well, I can go back here and just one simple time look down here for what we're doing this week, and I can see some videos watching these certain dances. Well, that's probably relating to uh, the dances that Dennis McGee played growing up, or was popular whenever he was growing up. So I can simply go through here, copy it, and I'm just going to simply copy. And then whenever I go back to my module introduction and objectives, I can go to right here. I'm going to highlight it, point D, and I'm going to add a sticky note to it. In the sticky note, I can paste what I just copied. And so by doing this, I'm actually taking the links that were on the previous page and I'm adding them onto this one simple page right here. I can click Save, or one thing that's really cool up here, what this says, add a group note. So if a lot of you students are working with this program, you can actually work together. Say some of you say like, okay, I'll take this reading, you take that reading. And so at the very end, you can each create a group note about it and then share the group notes with each other. And you're essentially starting to collect your own outline on your own. You're collaborating to help each other study, kind of expedite the process. So I'm going to save this. And now, anytime I come to this page, you'll see a little sticky note right here. And when I bring my mouse over it, it shows exactly what is related to it. And so by doing this, we're essentially taking what is 2 web pages worth of material. For example, this web page we're looking at, and then this one, and we're combining it onto one web page, so that instead of having to click back and forth all the time, we can simply go here, and each one of these letters of the outline, A, B, C, D, E, can each have their own sticky notes. And so whenever you go back to, say, study for test 1, you can just simply go to each module introduction and objective page and just go over the sticky notes, and that'll show you exactly what you need to know or what you need to read or watch for each point. And so it's kind of allowing you to create your own study guide, and allows you to not only create your own study guide, but to work with the other students to create a collaborative study guide to make sure you don't miss anything important. There's one final thing I want to cover with the Diigo application, and it's this, it's all these are different styles of organization. This is one that I personally like a lot. So what I can do is go to the Diigo application in my toolbar, click on it, and you see right here, Open Outliner Sidebar. So I'm going to click on that, and I get this little thing right here. So as you can see, I easily created a week 1 study notes page right here. I did it by clicking this little Create Outliner button. Once I did that, I click on it, and it brings me to what is an outline, essentially, something that allows me to quickly make an outline. Now you may say, oh, what's the difference between this and Microsoft Office or like Microsoft Word? Well, the big thing is that it's integrated into the web page, which, as I said before, one of the most daunting aspects of trying to do research online is having to continually click back and forth between different windows. By doing this, it's all in one window. And hyperlinks actually copy and paste very easily. So say I wanted to make my own outline that I would not only have as a study guide for all the tests, but also I'll be able to keep with me for the rest of my life in case I'm interested about this material. Say I'd go to point A. Well, I'm just going to copy it, Control C, copy, and I'm going to go right here and paste it. Okay, so outline the Acadian history from the first Canadian settlements to the resettlement in Louisiana. Okay, well, I kind of want to create a concise guide as to what parts of this reading for this week are relevant to here. So what I'm going to do is go back, and I'm going to start looking through here, and I'm going to see which parts of this is relevant, what readings are relevant to that. So I can simply at any point open my outliner sidebar after it loads right here. So I'm going to create a little sub point right there. Just simply hit enter to go down to the next line, and then I press tab in order to indent it. And so I'm going to go around and I'm going to say, well, let's see. Acadian history. So I'm going to click on this link and see if there's anything about Acadian history, from early Canadian settlements to their resettlement in Louisiana. So I'm going to go down. I see introduction. Let's see. Okay, there's New Orleans. Well, we're trying to do Southwest Louisiana. That's where the Canadians are. Oh, here's South Louisiana. Let's see. Deep French roots. Very cool. Oh, look. Many people think of South Louisiana as Cajun, the term being a local version of Acadian. So this is relating to the Acadian history. So I'm going to kind of go through here. I see a lot of good information. The Cajun culture resulted from blending of several groups, including Acadians who were expelled from Nova Scotia by the British in 1755 and who began arriving in Louisiana in 1765. Well, I think that has a lot to do with the history of Acadians from their early Canadian settlements to the resettlement in Louisiana. So I'm simply going to copy this, and I'll just simply paste it right over here in the outline. And I can just keep on going from there. If I want to go back to create, say, point B, I just simply hit enter again once I was on this, and it undid the indent. And so you can go through and make your own outline to study for each week really easily and all in one window this way. For example, just to show you how well the links transfer, say I want to go here, maps of Louisiana's living traditions, which has all these different links and everything. So say I wanted to link that onto my outline. Well, I can simply go right here, pull up the outline, and all I have to do is literally copy and paste the link. Control C I'm doing. I bring it right over here, Control V, and boom, there's a working hyperlink in my outline that works just as well as it does on the page. So you essentially, once again, are recreating your own study guide as you see how things connect. So, probably this link for the Cajuns in the Encyclopedia of Louisiana, that would be another really good important link that I would probably put right underneath here. Going on to the Creoles, I can see, the Kingdom of Zydeco, that's probably going to be some good Creole information right there. I see stuff about Dennis McGee. Well, that related to some of the points in our module objectives for the week. We can see Dennis McGee's talked about right there. So I've essentially introduced 3 different ways that you can organize your own Moodle page in order to kind of make the material a little bit more interactive and create a little bit of context to help you remember it in the long run. We covered just simply highlighting it. We covered highlighting and creating sticky notes, and we covered the creation of the outline or sidebar and how to quickly construct an outline with the material. So once again, this program is called Diigo. Here it is in the toolbar right here. It is spelled D-I-I-G-O, Web Collector. And it is an excellent tool, very easy to use. And it's nice because it turns something that is typically a lot of information into something a little bit more visual with the differences in colors and interactive sticky notes that you can add. So if you have any questions, I highly recommend you posting in the forum that we have that allows y'all to talk amongst yourselves as students, because if one of you has a question, it is likely that a few of you at least will have it as well. So I highly recommend you using the student-to-student forum prior to contacting me. However, if you've posted in there, you're not getting the answer that you need, feel free to contact me. My email is listed at the very top right here, and I will have virtual office hours posted as well as we get closer to the semester. So I hope this was beneficial. I hope you understand the practical qualities of Diigo, and I look forward to working with you for the rest of the semester. Take care.